So how's it going, my comic chat army? We're here today with Zach Chapman, the writer and co-creator of House of Blood. How you doing, Zach?
Good. How's it going?
I'm doing good, man. So, how long has House of Blood been out?
It's been out for a little over a year, or right at a year, I think. I kickstarted it last year,
Okay.
and then basically fulfilled it in the fall of 2022. So it's been out for about a year, and it's got like pretty good feedback. But yeah, it's 13 short horror stories. I don't say that I wrote all of them, but I I did. Like, I don't have like a byline, but like I wrote all the stories. I co-wrote one of the stories with a friend of mine, and then I worked with like a bunch of different artists. So it's like 20 something different artists, and they're all credited. But I tried to keep it like spooky as to who was writing, who was like behind the creation of the stories. Because in like the 1950s, like they didn't credit anyone. So like a lot of those like really old books, like before Stan Lee, right? Like, well, not before Stan Lee, but before he became Stan Lee and became famous, they were publishing people and they never really said who was writing what stories. So yeah, that's like I kind of like the inspiration behind that. But yeah, I did create it and wrote everything, and I'm actually currently working on volume 2 right now. It's like very slowly chipping away at that.
So did you release House of Blood individually, or you just kickstarted the trade?
Yeah, so that's a good question. I kickstarted the trade, but I separated it into tiers to where if you just wanted to like give the Kickstarter like $5, I would send you a digital copy of issue 1. If you wanted to do $10, it was the first 2 issues, but digital, because it's like, for me, the print costs. I mean, you're in the print industry. It's like it's really hard to do small print runs. It's like it becomes really expensive. Like when you do massive print runs, you get a big discount, but that also you have to have more money up front to do that. So anyways, I ended up releasing, or like quote unquote releasing, individual digital issues, and you can buy them on my site as individual digital issues, or you can buy the whole trade, which collects everything. And I had some stickers and some like other swag from the Kickstarter. Like here's a sticker from that Kickstarter. But yeah.
What's the name of the website?
It's like houseofbloodcomics.square.com or .square.store. Or you just go to follow me on Instagram or Twitter, and it's in my bio. It's I'm Zach Chapman, and if you follow at Chappy Zach on either platform and go to the whatever the link is in the bio, it's weird. I haven't had the chance or the time or like the money to like invest in like a proper site, but it is a store and it functions like a store. It's just not like it's free for me. So I don't have like the full .com. It's like some weird URL.
So is it like through Squarespace?
Yeah, it's through Squarespace. Yeah.
All right.
And it's the free option. They charge like 2% or something, or 1% on the sales, but like it looks really nice. There's like design options. I just don't have like the custom URL. So
okay. And Scout's picking the book up.
Well, Scout's picking up A Haunting on Mars, which is co-created with Rory Coleman, and that's what this book is. That's like, it's like a science fiction horror story. House of Blood is like 13 short stories that all take place in the same universe, kind of thing. And then A Haunting on Mars is like your traditional like graphic. Well, mini series to graphic novel. It's 5 issues long. Each issue is like 20 to 24 pages.
Okay.
And it's like one story, not multiple stories, and one artist. But yeah, it's about a team of experts / like corporate mercenaries that get sent to Mars, and this is like this is in a future where there was a colony on Mars, and it's been long. It's a failed colony, so like everyone on that colony either died or moved back home, and there's like one house left where there might be someone in it living, or maybe not. You don't know when it starts. And there's also like the corporate team that's like put together is like they're on a mission to retrieve something from that house. There's like it's like a MacGuffin, but it's more than a MacGuffin. There's like a whole plot around what's in that house and the people on the team that are either for whatever's in that house and they know what's in that house, and then there's like people on the team that have no fucking idea what they're getting into. And the main character is one of the people that she's actually like a corporate terrorist that got captured and is being forced onto that team because she's like the world's best hacker. And so they know like in this is a future where there's like smart houses that have like defense systems with like turret guns and stuff on that. Because she's like a hacker, she can hack her way into those smart defenses and shut them down. So that's why she's on the mission, even though she's like her alignment is very much against the team, and the team is basically could, as soon as she fulfills her role, like they're apt to just shoot her in the back of the head kind of thing. Like, so it's like there's like team dynamics, but then there's also like, is this house haunted? And so it's like cyberpunk, but also like a traditional like haunted house story.
Okay. And when does that get released?
That comes out on October 25th. It should come out October 25th, but you don't know with like Diamond distribution. And I would order it, but then you might want to wait a week because that happens with my book. That happens with like Image books and like the books that I have in my pull list. Like sometimes I'll go in, it's like this was supposed to come out today, and they're like, truck never showed up. Okay.
Yeah, I think Diamond's slowly going under.
Yeah, so Scout has Diamond and Lunar. So I don't know if I'm supposed to talk about sales, but like I know Lunar did well. Or for me, like as someone who's all I've done is like basically a Kickstarter. I don't have like professional. I'm not a DC guy or anything like that. So my numbers, it feels like they're decent. The co-creator has done a bunch of DC books and Marvel books and stuff like that, but yeah, I'm stoked about it. Yeah, can't wait till it comes out next month, and I'm gonna be doing like signings and stuff, trying to promote it and push it, and then then I think the next issue 2 will be out in like December or something like that, because the way Scout does it is they wait until after issue 1 comes out to put issue 2 in pre-order, because they're saying like there's a huge drop off between issue 1 and issue 2. There's less drop off if you wait, because they're not ordering issue 2 blind. They're ordering issue 2 based off of people picking issue 1 up and reading it. So
that's pretty cool.
That's their philosophy. I don't know. It's kind of annoying that people would have to wait that long before issue 2, but then also like someone's not gonna see the cover of issue 1 and be like, I'll subscribe to the whole series. Like they might not do that. So
yeah, people in their comic pools have gotten really weird.
Yeah, I mean it's like every year, every every year everyone's like, oh, the industry's in crisis. It's like they've been saying that every year for the last 25 years. So what whatever. It's fine. It will continue to be fine. It's nice that there's other distribution outside of Diamond. I'll say that.
Oh yeah, I think somebody's gonna step up and knock Diamond off.
Yeah, Lunar, and then I think like Simon and Schuster or something has their, or Penguin. One of those companies has their own distribution, and they're doing it for Marvel.
I think it's Simon and Schuster.
Yeah, that's sick. I mean, I think it's sick. I don't know. And then Lunar is doing it for DC, right?
Think so.
Yeah, and they're handling some of Scout's stuff, so that's cool. I think what I've heard from comic shops is that they're like a little frustrated with all the different systems, but it's like, okay, I mean, it sucks that you have to learn a new system, but at least there's more of a market. Like,
right,
people get to like, it's not a monopoly, so that's good.
So, do you already have your signings pre-planned?
Yeah, I have one for like this shop that just came out, or that just is opening at the end of this month, called Bat City, and here in Austin. And then I'm probably going to schedule one with like the shop that I go to all the time to like order comics, and that's called Tribe, and it will either be the same day or like the week after, because Wednesdays have a lot of foot traffic for comic shops. So,
okay. And you're going to a festival, right?
Yeah, that's right. So on Monday, I'm going to a movie festival called Fantastic Fest here in Austin. It's a horror movie festival. It's got, it's just for horror movie lovers, but because I'm a horror writer and I had a horror comic book, and there's like, weird stuff, let's just say, for people that are writers in TV and film right now, it's kind of open up, I guess, opportunities. And so there's a book fair now at that movie festival, and I was offered a vendor table, and also that means I got a pass to that festival, so I get to watch a bunch of movies next week. But I'm also going to be selling House of Blood, and House of Blood's, I still have a ton of copies. I actually have two sets of copies. I'll show you one of them, but there's a print error copy where like one of the plates didn't have like enough cyan on it or something, and so I ended up getting like 2 print runs of this done. But yeah, that's the book. There's a glare on it, but that's what I'll be selling. And then my buddy is selling like a mini comic that I co-wrote with him, that'll also be at the same table, and we'll be signing books, and that'll be Monday. I don't know if when this goes live, but
Wednesday.
Yeah, Wednesday. Okay. Well, I will just have done it then.
Wait, it's all week, right?
Yeah. Well, I'm only going to be tabling the event on Monday, so
I'll use this as the short then. So I'll take a minute clip.
Cool.
Yeah, I'll take a minute clip, sorry, and put it on all social medias. I guess I'll use that, then that'd be perfect.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Where did you get inspiration for House of Blood?
So, the inspiration for House of Blood was like a lot of EC comics, which are like pre-code 1950s, early 1950s horror comics. A lot of people like Vault of Horror, that kind of stuff. But I also really like Swamp Thing, which is like 1970s horror. And then I like Japanese manga horror. I like Junji Ito, and I like people like Junji Ito. So I kind of rolled all those inspirations up into the stories that I was writing. And the thing that I like about Junji Ito is that he will have basically anthologies that all they're different stories, but they all kind of take place in the same universe, and there might be some sequel stories. So that's what you get in House of Blood. Like, there's reoccurring characters, there's kind of a main character, there's some side characters, there's like a main antagonist, but they're all like, and then you might get a short story like in between all that stuff that like has nothing to do with anything. It's just like, here's some werewolves, or here's like some zombies or whatever. But then there's like, basically, there's this young kid named Marco who orders a pair of X-ray specs, and then kind of that's like the first story that he's in. But then he's also comes into a haunted rental store. Like, I don't know if all of your viewers are old enough, but there used to be these things where we would go into a physical store and rent movies, and so that was kind of, I had like some nostalgia about that, and I actually co-wrote that with a friend of mine, Miguel Myers, and anyways, so that's like the character kind of running into like different horrific scenarios, and then there's also, you know, kind of an antagonist that's kind of controlling things behind the scenes. So that's like what I got going on with House of Blood, and then with A Haunting on Mars, it's like much more of like a Shirley Jackson or like a cyberpunk, like William Gibson, Philip K. Dick. Like, those are my inspirations for that. More like novels than like graphic novels, but you know, I guess like visually, a lot of the inspiration that I had for that was the creator of Berserk. There's a lot of like really horrific imagery in that, so I kind of like, you know, I know it's not even horror, and it's not science fiction, but it's like fantasy. It's like super dark fantasy, and it has some like hellscapes. And so, anyways, there are parts of A Haunting on Mars that is like reminiscent of when they kind of go into that hell realm in Berserk.
So, dead or alive, who would you like to make a comic book with?
Oh man, that is a good question. One sec. Sorry.
Oh, you're good.
Thought I had these folks muted. Yeah, so I feel like I would like to work with Jack Kirby. Like, obviously, feel like that's a no-brainer. But and I'd also like to work with Will Eisner, because he's just like really good at like drawing characters, and like and also his settings have character in and of themselves. Eisner, like, I read, he has this trilogy, I forgot what it's called, but it's like the God something letters or something like that, and it's very much like a history of generations in New York at the turn of the century kind of thing. So it's not genre-y, but I would love to see like what he would do if he had to like draw a zombie.
Yeah,
like,
right?
you know, like I know you can draw like a human face like really good with like like his inks are so like heavy and like really cool, and I think if it was like, I'd just like to see him draw a zombie and like ghosts and like more graphically violent things. I think he would like render them super cool. But yeah, those would be, I guess, my two artists. They're trainers. Easy.
Is there anything you want to say before we go?
Well, thanks for having me on. Like, this was a lot of fun to do. Check out House of Blood if you like horror comics, if you like science fiction, pre-order A Haunting on Mars. I guess that's...
All right, I appreciate you taking the time to come talk with me.
Yeah, absolutely. This has been great.
What? You mean you haven't subscribed to Comicchatauthority? Oh, come on, subscribe already. What are you waiting for? It's no big deal. Like, man, don't forget to tell him to hit that like button. Yeah, that too. Just subscribe.